Hey everyone, Jason here. A couple of months ago, LEGO launched a new website called the Ideas Test Lab, which they're using to test some features which may eventually show up on the main Ideas website. As part of the test lab, they ran a challenge to design a fourth build or alternate model for these Creator 3-in-1 sets. Now, I really enjoy the challenge of building alternate models. It really brings me back to when I was a lot younger, building with a very limited selection of parts, focusing more on my creativity and imagination rather than trying to design a super polished model. And to me, that is what building with Lego bricks is all about. So let's take a look at what I designed. The first set I tackled was the Airblazer set, and I decided to keep with the flying theme of the original set. And I built this micro scale spaceship, which I call the Gnat. I envisioned it as a single pilot research vessel. One thing I noticed was that the slope of this piece mounted on its side was the same as the angle of this piece, which allowed me to get this nice little teardrop shape for the body using the curved slopes on the front for the windscreen. The wings are connected using this clip piece here, which is just mounted underneath the wings on its side, and they are attached to this piece with a bar. And they're really flush with the side of the body, which gives a nice cohesive look to the vessel. There's a couple of engines on the back, some nice detailing on the top, and some sensors on the front. It makes for a nice little swooshable ship. And I even had enough parts left over to build this cool little stand for it. The next set I tackled was the Mighty Dinosaur set, and this was the largest of the 4 sets, and it also has a lot of ball joint pieces and clips in it, which make it really easy to build articulated models. And for this one, I started building a robot, and I started with the head, but as I put the horns on it, I realized it looked very much like a mountain goat, so that's what I ended up building, using all the ball joints for the limbs and also the head, which is superposable, and a little clip on the back for the tail. I was pretty much finished once I built this model, but Crystal came by and said it needed a little friend, so I also built this little goat, and for this one I'm using this brick with the ball joint socket on it for legs, which actually works really well at this scale. And he's got a cute little face and a little tail as well. And I used the leftover parts to build them a little sidekick vulture, which is quite posable, using a lot of clips and bar connections. And I even had some pieces left over to build a perch for it as well. This is definitely my favorite of the alternate models I designed. Next up was the Super Soarer, and this is the smallest of the sets. And for this one, I actually did build a robot. There wasn't a lot to work with as far as hinges in this set, but the arms and legs do move, if not very far. But I got some cool detailing on the torso, and in the head, again, I'm using these transparent curved slopes on the front. And the interesting thing about these is because they're transparent, you can see the bottom tube underneath through the top, which gives him a couple of eyeballs. And he's got some ears on the side and some hair in the back. If you turn the head around, it actually looks like the head of a bird. So I think you could make a cool bird with this model as well. I had enough pieces left over to build this rotating platform as well, which actually makes a really good landing pad for the Gnat. And lastly, we have the Green Cruiser, which is obviously a vehicle set, and for this one I built a motorcycle. And this is quite a large scale motorcycle, definitely bigger than minifig, almost mini-land scale. And for this one I really just decided to focus on the shaping. So it's got a nice gas tank, some leather seating, some cool curved fenders on the sides of the wheels, a little rack on the back for storage. It's got a headlight that tilts up and down, tail light, some signal lights on the back, and some exhaust pipes. No steering mechanism though, so I'm not sure how the driver steers the thing. You'll just have to use your imagination for that. I would encourage every one of you to try and build an alternate model someday the next time you get a Lego set. See what else you can build with it. If you have any of these Lego sets and would like to try and build any of these models, I have created building instructions for them, which you can find over at jkbrickworks.com. As always, thanks for watching, keep on building, and I'll see you next week.